Good day, students. Ms. Thomas here again. Today, we continue with consumer affairs. And the topic would be the effect of globalization and trade liberalization on the consumer. When we were doing regional integration, we spoke about globalization and the effect it has on regional integration. So you could always check that video, and I will link it in the description bar or up here, so you would just get a little reminder of what globalization is, but I will just tell you now. Globalization is the process by which the world's separate economies are becoming interconnected as a result of the improvements in transportation and communication and the removal of barriers to trade and the flow of capital and information. And that last part there deals a lot with trade liberalization. Remember, while we were talking about globalization in the context of regional integration, we spoke about multinational companies coming into the region. Of course, they didn't, and those multinational companies did not originate within the Caribbean. They are mainly from North America and Europe. And because of the trade liberalization we have, and because of globalization, it has made it easy for multinational corporations to establish businesses in parts of the world like ours, in the Caribbean region. So that is what globalization is, really. Separate economies in North America, economies in Europe, and other parts of the world have been able to expand their businesses to parts of the world that they are not native to, to our part of the world, because many of the fast food chains that we have in the Caribbean did not originate within our countries. They are multinational corporations that came out of other parts of the world. And because of globalization, it has made it easy for them to establish businesses all over the world. And of course, the internet, makes it easier for you, the consumer, to not just participate in multinational businesses that set up shop here, but also for you to participate in purchasing and selling to persons outside of the region. So it's a two-way thing. So you have the ability to conduct business outside of the region, and as well as persons outside of the region have ability to conduct business here. So it's a real interconnection going on. And of course that has some effect on us, on you as the consumer, on me. But we have a role to play if we intend on reaping the benefits of globalization. Really and truly, the person who benefits the most in globalization and trade liberalization would be the consumer, you and me, because of course it opens up the market for us to have greater amount of choice and varieties. We'll come to that in a minute. But you have a role to play if you intend on reaping the benefits of globalization. You should seek information on globalization and trade liberalization. Get to know as much, educate yourself as much, because of course, as we spoke about before in videos previous, there's many potholes you could fall into. So educating yourself about globalization and trade liberalization would be to your benefit. Be informed and of course and educated as possible on responsible consumerism. Our previous videos spoke about that. Examine dominant foreign cultures and traditions and strive to preserve and maintain aspects of your own. I would like to talk about this a bit. Now, in the case of fast food, our dominant culture in the Caribbean would be to cook most of our food. Many times it would be unprocessed food, fruit from the land. That is our dominant culture. But because of globalization and of trade liberalization, multinational corporations are allowed to set up shop here, and we're talking in terms of food. And of course, our diets have changed a lot, where we consume so much fast food. And consuming too much fast food, of course, you know, it's a dangerous thing, and it affects our health. It affects our economy, because now we will have to tend to persons who have chronic disease like diabetes and high blood pressure, because of a lot of these fast food have high salt content and high saturated fat and things that are not good for us. So that is one of the things that, as a responsible consumer, you should seek to preserve your culture. Not because people, companies have the ability to come and establish roots in your country means that you should be able, you would just go hook, line, and sinker, and to the detriment of your health. So examine dominant foreign cultures and traditions, and strive to preserve and maintain your own. So I'm just harping on food a bit, because it is a serious problem within the Caribbean region. I know it is a serious problem in Trinidad, where many of us suffer with hypertension and diabetes, and those are, of course, lifestyle diseases. And because of the impact, because of this introduction of fast food and it's very convenient, we, of course, end up suffering in the long term. So as students, as far as possible, continue eating home-cooked meals, unprocessed foods. And when you become adults, you do the same for your children. Don't get caught into the trap of just buying a lot of foods and a lot of high salt, high sugar food that would damage your health in the long run. So, some benefits of globalization and trade liberalization to the consumer, of course. One is that consumers enjoy a wide variety of goods and services. And of course, there's a lot, they can make a selection from anywhere in the world. That's one of the benefits. They enjoy a wide variety of goods and services. Goods and services can be accessed via the internet in the comfort of your own home. So online shopping is a big benefit to the consumer. Of course, it eliminates a lot of things, a lot of need for transportation and gas money that you would pay to put in your car, or transportation that you have to pay a taxi, look for parking, and so on. So you could do many things in the comfort of your own home 24 hours a day. So that is a big benefit to the consumer. And of course, removal of taxes and duties mean that consumers can purchase goods cheaper from abroad than from locally available substitutes. But I am encouraging you to make sure to, as far as possible again, and once goods are of good quality and high standard, always support your local producers over foreign producers. The choice really is yours. Of course, nobody could force you. And again, one of the benefits of globalization is that you have choices from anywhere in the world. But to promote integration and to promote our economies and let it grow, to continue to let it grow and thrive, I am encouraging you to choose local or regionally produced goods and services. All right, and consumer, of course, enjoy a higher standard of living because of globalization and because of trade liberalization. So that will be it today. That's a short lesson, and I would just like to thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take good care. Bye.